Hello everybody, welcome back to Steph's Movies and Music. We're going to do a music haul covering all the vinyl records that I've gotten over the course of the last 3 months. So October, November, and December. Happy New Year, by the way. So first, for the month of October, we got a fairly large stack. First up, we got AC/DC, Flick of the Switch. These are all from Half Price Books. I don't remember how much this was, probably like 20 bucks or something like that. And I've never seen an AC/DC album there. So we got Aerosmith, Rocks. I like Aerosmith, and obviously their peak was in the late 80s and early 90s. So that's like Permanent Vacation era, as well as, Pump, and whatever their next album was. I like those songs. I like some of them. But for me, I mean, you can't really go wrong with just hard rock Aerosmith. Because, like, I wouldn't really consider their late 80s, early 90s era hard rock. I mean, I guess maybe it is still. If there was such thing as, like, a hard rock power ballad, then that's what those would be, I guess, Because it has that power ballad feel and sound to it, I kind of hesitate to put it in the hard rock category. But, maybe it's more, glam metal or hair metal or whatever, glam rock, I don't know. You know how it is with those subgenres, they get difficult. Anyway, what the fuck?
You're a true Vulgarian, aren't you?
Okay, so next up we got the Beatles original motion picture soundtrack for A Hard Day's Night. I don't know much about this. It gets really confusing with the Beatles catalog because they put out 12 albums, but a lot of times, I think most of the time, their European release is like different artwork, different track listing. I don't know about the track listing for sure, but they are considered different albums than the American albums. And then they have original motion picture soundtracks too, so like Help and stuff like that. We got one of Cher's self-titled albums. She has several. I think she has 4. This has I Found Someone on it, which is a really good song. I like that song a lot. We have a CCR album, Bayou Country. Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms. I think this is a $10 album. Let me see if I could do this, and then I'll obviously do the research and tell you if I was wrong on the screen. So, AC/DC, Flick of the Switch, that's a platinum selling album. Aerosmith, Rocks, I believe, is also platinum. It could be gold. A Hard Day's Night, I couldn't tell you. I'm going to go ahead and guess double platinum. That's just a guess. And I think it came out in 1965. Cher, I Found Someone, that's 1983. And I believe it's a triple platinum selling album. No. Bayou Country, I don't know for sure. I think it's triple platinum as well.
Hey!
This is a diamond certified album. Actually, this isn't a diamond certified album. This is 9 times platinum. So almost. Probably within the next few years, we'll probably end up going diamond. We got Genesis, Duke. Came out in 1980. Got Duchess, Misunderstanding. Turn It On Again. Alright, now for 13 bucks, we got Surrealistic Pillow from Jefferson Airplane. This is old. This is 1967, and this is a platinum selling album. Alright, so this is Led Zeppelin 4, or Untitled. Finally got a Led Zeppelin album, and of course, when I saw this, I had to get it. There were 2 of them there, and to be honest, this could be a reissue. I don't know. I know it's still old. I don't know which reissue. Led Zeppelin 4 came out in, I think, 1971. I wonder where this was taken. If we could find where that was taken. This is a double diamond album. I'm going to go with 23 times platinum. Alright, Lynyrd Skynyrd, pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd. This is a double platinum selling album. Came out in 1973 on MCA Records. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's a one called Working for MCA. Nope, that's on their next album. Give Me 3 Steps, Simple Man, And of course, Freebird is on here too. We got a couple Rolling Stones albums. One very different from the other. The Rolling Stones Now came out in 1964. I don't know if this did anything. I think it might have went gold. And then we got Rolling Stones Dirty Work, which came out in 86. I think this went platinum. Steely Dan, Can't Buy a Thrill. I believe this is either platinum or double platinum. I'm going to go ahead and say just platinum. And this has one of my favorite songs, Dirty Work, on it. You could really relate to that song too, unfortunately. Of course, Do It Again as well is on here. And talk about random artwork. Jesus Christ. Alright, and then we got Styx, The Grand Illusion. Of course, this has Come Sail Away on it. Of course, The Grand Illusion, Fooling Yourself. Yep, there you go. And this is a triple platinum selling album. Who's Next? From The Who. This was released in 71. And this is also a triple platinum selling album. We got Baba O'Reilly, Won't Get Fooled Again, Behind Blue Eyes. This is a great album. And ZZ Top, Fandango. The only song I really recognize on here, besides maybe Blue Jean Blues, sounds familiar. And of course, Jailhouse Rock, it's a cover. Besides those two, Tush is probably the hit off of this one. I think this is a gold selling album. So yeah, that's for October. And now we have for the month of November. Yep. Alright, I'll cut the bullshit. Moving on to December. We got Don Henley, I Can't Stand Still. This was $8. Gotta remember to take all these stickers off when I'm done with this video. Released in 1982. This was gold. Yeah, this was certified gold. It has Dirty Laundry on it. Alright, Elton John's Greatest Hits Volume 2. This was for $13. Anything Elton John, I pretty much buy as soon as I see it. The Bitch is Back, Lucy in the Sky, with diamonds, I assume. Sorry seems to be the hardest word. Don't go breaking my heart. Someone saved my life tonight. Philadelphia Your Freedom. Island Girl, Grow Some Funk of Your Own. Benny and the Jets, and Pinball Wizard. This was released in 75, I believe. And this is 5 times platinum. It's obviously a compilation album, and it's 5 times platinum. I bought this because of the really cool artwork. I don't think this album is super significant in any way. Although I think it peaked within the top 40 of the Billboard 200. Iron Butterfly, Scorching Beauty. I don't know why it's clipped on the corner, but you know. But yeah, look at that artwork. It's pretty cool. It's about what I would expect an Iron Butterfly to look like. And once again, I don't think this one had any hits on it. It's not certified anything. We got Jefferson Starship, Red Octopus. I cannot talk. Which is the usual thing that goes on. Alright, well this one has Miracles on it. And that's the one that I see that's like big. I think this is a platinum selling album. It could be double platinum. Of course, as usual, I'll correct myself on the screen. This is cool. This came out in 1975. Alright, John Cougar, Nothing Matters and What If It Did. I'm not even going to try to say what this is certified, because I don't. I'm going to go ahead and guess platinum. Once again, I'll correct myself. This came out in 1980. Lionel Richie. This is just the self-titled album. And I think this is the debut. So, I mean, talk about a rip-off of Michael Jackson's Thriller. Actually, I guess it wouldn't be a rip-off because this album came out first, I believe. And I think it's certified 4 times platinum. Alright, we got... for $8, we got REO Speedwagon's first album, their debut. That's before they actually had their logo, although that kind of is their logo for the most part. REO Speedwagon didn't really get a logo. Each album had a different logo and a different font and everything, so... this came out in 1970, I think. This one's known most notably for Sophisticated Lady and 157 Riverside Avenue. I think those are both singles. 157 Riverside Avenue is a lot of talking. It's like a story, but not like a song story. It's like he's actually talking in it. All right, this is probably the one of I don't know if I would put this on a Holy Grail list or not, but kind of. This was $60, and it's Skid Row's debut album. This came out in 1989. I've talked about this before. I'll go ahead and mention it again. Late 80s, all throughout the 90s and early 2000s, records were very expensive, and I don't think they were really being produced at all in the early 2000s, and probably not in the late 90s either. I could be wrong about that. I think it depends on whatever label, you were with and whatnot. I could be wrong about this, but I think some labels had vinyl pressings and some just had CDs at the time. A lot of them were probably just doing CDs and cassettes, and then eventually just CDs. But then around the mid-2000s, the vinyl started to make an appearance again. But anyway, so yeah, in the late 80s and 90s, vinyl, it was more common for them to be on a CD. Not even so much as just on cassette. It was mainly CDs that were being produced. So I don't know if I would say this is rare or not, but it's definitely valuable because they did not make nearly as much of them on vinyl as they did on CD. And I would go ahead and throw it out there that I think they probably made even less on vinyl than they did on cassettes. I don't know for sure, but I'm just assuming. And this is 5 times platinum. It has Youth Gone Wild, I Remember You, and 18 in Life. Those are the big 3 singles. I think there was another single on there. I don't know which one it was. Big Guns, maybe. And then the last one we have is Who Are You? This is for $15. Obviously, it's a Who album. Came out in 78? Yep, 78. I believe. Do you believe? This is a platinum selling album. Might be double platinum. Alright, so that's it. Quite the haul, I gotta say. I'm very proud of myself. And I don't have any room to put it, really. For the next few months, you might not be seeing another one of these because I have to find a way to store all these things. I have over-exhausted my record storage, but I want there to be at least some in October and November, so therefore I could just make one over the course of these last 3 months. And I only include the November segment because therefore there's no continuity issue. Not that anybody would really care, but it would bug the fuck out of me. Yep, so anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys subscribing and liking videos and whatnot and watching my shit.
You're the Bulgarian, you fuck!
See you guys. Steph signing off.